Hey guys, I wanted to make this video to share with you guys a little bit more about me competing for Entrepreneur of Impact. It is so much bigger. I was reflecting off of, okay, what's the message I'm putting out here? And the message seems, at least from my end and from my own perspective, is it seems like I'm just sharing like, hey, I'm competing for Entrepreneur of Impact. Vote for me because I want to just talk and share my story. And although yes, that is true, it's so much bigger than just me wanting to share my story. Like all of us has a story, right? Like what makes my story more special than yours, right? And we all have a story, but I want something I deeply am trying to work towards and really try to get the message out there more, or what type of image I want to create is it is so much bigger than just me. Like I am competing in a competition of where many people are not competing who also have a disability. Now, I'm sure there's some within the competition. I can't see everyone that's competing, but there's so much, it's so much bigger than just me. Like me winning, me going further throughout this competition, it does so much more than just share my story. Like my story is unique. I'm not gonna to downplay it and say that it's not. It is unique, right? Uh, but what I'm trying to say here is every single one of us has a story, but the one thing that I see that I want to change and kind of encourage other people, like anything really is possible. Every single person I look up to, especially if you really focus and pay attention to people who attend like these special red carpet events, what is one thing they all have in common? At least from the ones I've seen, is all of them walk. They all stand. They don't have a disability. They might have a diagnosis behind the scenes, but they're not like sitting in a wheelchair or let alone have a progressive disability. And I want to change that because here I am aspiring to do immense great things. But when you see other people who attend these grand events, being on the red carpets or being in front of the cameras, all of these flashes, they all stand, they all walk. Now imagine for a moment that you now come across an individual who attends those events in a wheelchair. Now it's like, I can do it. Other people in wheelchairs are going to look at certain moments like that and be like, you know what, my dream is reachable. You know what, I can actually achieve the extraordinary. I want to change that narrative of what is possible. Now, I also want to highlight and elaborate that there are many individuals who have a disability and are really amplifying a message of encouragement, of hope, that anything is possible. There are many people achieving great things while having a disability. But I also want to elaborate that a lot of things is we all are on our own unique path. And one of the paths that I seek is to be, on those red carpets, be in front of those cameras and the flashes. And it's not so much, I don't want to misguide you or mislead you here, but it's not so much like, hey, look at me, right? And people give me high praise. No, it's much bigger than that because just off of a picture alone, picture this. This is probably the most simplest example of an imaginative visualization I can give. Is picture 100 people at an event, a red carpet event, right? And I'm saying red carpet because that's like a special event, right? Picture 100 people attending that event. And I want you to ask yourself, the next time you see stuff on social media, how many of those people are sitting in a wheelchair? At least the ones I've seen, again, at these red carpet events, I don't see any. Now, I want to be that individual where I can be in the room of those 100 people and be the one sitting in a wheelchair, because that does numerous things than just one. It shows, hey, you can go through immense challenges, immense seasons, and still achieve the extraordinary. You still can achieve what you may think is impossible, regardless of your circumstances. It is possible. Right? Now, that's an image that gets amplified just through a photo. Now, imagine if now when you see things like this and you hear, okay, what's their story? Oh, they have a progressive disability. Oh, he went through numerous surgeries. He went through excruciating pain. What happened to him? He ended up in the ICU, not once, not twice, but dozens of times, fighting for his life, having ammonia collapsed lungs, and he pulled through. He had a mental health collapse where he was on a psychiatric hold. He was almost shipped out of his home state because of the mental health collapse he had endured and suffered. It becomes a whole conversation. And on top of that, he's not only in a wheelchair, but he has a progressive disability. He's not just in a wheelchair, but he has, keyword, progressive, meaning over time the disability slowly starts to worsen. It becomes a whole different image. Now, I know that this might get some negative feedback for some individuals with wheelchairs, and I also want to highlight and emphasize that not everyone in a wheelchair or has a disability all undergo the same challenges as everyone else. We all have our own challenges and obstacles uniquely on our own path. But I want to be that individual where like anything really is possible if you set your mind to it. You can go through the most treacherous and ugliest seasons of your life and still come out of it. And that right there, I think, is what is needed a lot right now, especially in today's world, because there's so much ugliness and darkness transpiring within today's world. And if I can just be that little spark where people can find hope again, lead more towards prayer and not more on their own understanding of things slowly will start to not only look better, but start to feel better. And that's what I'm fighting for. It's so much bigger than just me. So much bigger than just me. So if you guys can do anything, it would be so greatly appreciated if you guys can vote for me for Entrepreneur of Impact that is hosted by Damon John from Shark Tank, which is a national competition called Entrepreneur of Impact. And I'm currently fighting for 3 grand prizes, which is 1, $25,000 cash, 2, one-on-one mentorship by Damon John himself, and 3rd, to be featured on Entrepreneur Magazine, which is also Forbes magazine. And that right there would just amplify my voice and give me the brand recognition to share my message, share my story on a much larger global scale. Your love, your support would be so greatly appreciated. Voting ends tomorrow. I'm going to be posting this tonight, so voting ends tomorrow, literally less than 12 hours from the time you see this video, and I would be so greatly appreciated. Voting ends at 7 o'clock California time, and you guys can vote for free, and you guys can vote for free every 24 hours. And also, you guys can make a tax-deductible donation, and the funds do not go to me. They go to a phenomenal organization called Gin Youth, which is an organization where I am helping raising funds to help young children live healthy and active lives within the school system. So it's a win-win because one, your vote helps me hopefully become the next entrepreneur of impact of 2026, and also it also goes to a great cause. So it's a win-win. Your guys' love, your guys' vote would be so greatly appreciated. I am trying so hard to win this competition, and I genuinely cannot do this without you. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Please share with your family and friends. The link will also be within the description. The link is also in my bio on my Instagram, Victor the Inspiration, and you seriously cannot miss it. Your love, your support would be greatly appreciated. Please share amongst your family and friends. It would help me out a lot throughout this competition. I recently got featured on the radio. I am trying so hard to just get my name and this message out to as many people as much as possible. I am seriously trying extremely hard to make it through into the semifinals, and it would be greatly appreciated if I can have your support. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.